LARPing. The art of LARPing. We're talking about LARPing. So, in the 21st century, we're at a very interesting point where, because of the self-improvement movement, a lot of young men are at a point in their lives where they know what to do. They need to grind, they need to work hard to get in shape and achieve their dreams as much as possible, take over the world, manifest destiny, such and such. We're at an interesting point because your life can be consumed by self-improvement and the pursuit of your goals, doing things like that, and sometimes it kind of feels like you don't have fun. Personally, that happens to me. I feel like I don't really do anything extra. And so this leads to a very interesting question. Should you be stats maxing or should you be life maxing? Like, maximizing your life and your happiness and just sort of living in the moment, experiencing. Well, the answer to this question I found is LARPing. And you need to be LARPing. LARPing is the best thing that you need to do. It's how you need to live your 20s. Let me explain. So, LARPing. LARPing, live action role play. LARPing is basically what kids do, or people in theater. When kids would dress up, pretend to be someone they're not. Basically, make believe, make pretend. Whether they pretend to be a knight, or a ninja, or a pirate, or just anything of the above. And they would sort of act that out and sort of play, pretend. I'm sure when you were a kid, we were all kids, we pretended we were Jedi with lightsabers. So that is LARPing itself. And you see, LARPing is actually making a large movement on the internet where many young people are actually getting to the idea. Pretend to be someone in order to become the actual person. So what that would look like basically is you first need to pretend that you are an athlete in order to become an athlete, right? And it just makes sense. It's the same way that when you are sleeping, in order to go to sleep, you need to pretend that you are asleep first. The reason why this is such a goated method of living and how you should live your life in your 20s is because the thing is, to the untrained eye or to random people who don't know you pretending to be someone else, you'll just look like you're being yourself. So if I actually start dressing up, so talking better, I wear a suit and tie and I go to an office meeting, then I actually could get in there. If you've seen the movie Catch Me If You Can, the main character does this all the time, where he'll go places that he actually doesn't belong. But because he actually believes that he belongs there and actually commits to his role of actually being there, that allows him to sort of LARP as this sort of other figure. And you realize that in doing so, you can actually become someone that you're not right now. So if you have aspirations, you want to become much more different than you are right now. Like, for instance, you want to have more wealth, status, or fame, or let's say get in shape. You must first pretend that you are that way. So, because other people's perception of you is technically what you're showing them, right? So, like, for example, if you want to be a content creator, or if you want to do YouTube, if you just pretend that you are a YouTuber already, then you ask yourself, okay, what do a YouTuber do? Okay, they record a video every single day. They dress this way, they would talk this way, they would do these certain things. Eventually, you're going to start to look like a YouTuber. And if something walks like a duck, and talks like a duck, and it sounds like a duck, then it sounds to me like that's a duck. So, if actions make something distinguished, then couldn't you pretend to be something that you are not? And it only matters to you, because really however else perceives you is just to their own perception. Like, obviously, that's how it works. But the reason why am I saying LARP as a young man need to be LARPing, is because so many people, the reason they don't do things, they don't achieve things in their lives, is because they're often too afraid, they're too scared to do things, or to be perceived as different, to either look different, or to be put outside of a box that they're placed in. So most people, actually, what happens in their lives is that they're often put in a box by the people around them. And this is normal. It's not malicious. It's not bad or anything. People will put you in a box if you come from a certain background, if you live a certain way. Your friends will see you one way if you're, like, for instance, scared or weak. And it's up to you. It's not on them. It's actually this is just human nature. It's actually your responsibility for you to sort of break out that box and sort of even remold it to the way of your liking. It's not on anybody else. It's actually entirely up to you. And you can do this by what I just said, where if you start LARPing. And LARPing, the reason I say you should do that is because there's sort of a fun connotation of it, where it's the same thing with rage baiting or debates or things like that. Because of the internet, because of society the way it is now, things are so absurd nowadays. Like, Hollywood's literally run by satanic PDF files. It's literally run by people, Jews, and the government's not doing anything about it. So if they're not going to do anything about it, then you may as well just go crazy. May as well laugh at the absurdism of the universe and just sort of do whatever you want. And it's funny because when you start to LARP, your perception, the way other people will perceive you, will also begin to switch. You'll start to realize that you can sort of say and do things that you don't even mean, but that will get people sort of riled up and angry. And this has no bearing on your mental state or your actual perception of the universe. When they do it, they rage bait all the time. They can argue a point that they don't even agree with. Lawyers do this all the time, where you realize you could have someone who actually is guilty, but if the lawyer actually does his job properly, he could actually convince the judge and the entire jury that the defendant is actually not guilty, because, or at least get a lighter sentence. You realize judges LARP all the time. Everyone LARPs, and when you look at life this way, from this angle, that everyone is sort of LARPing as something that they're not, then, like I said, the perception of what you are and who you are is going to start to blur, and you almost become like an actor on a stage. You realize that the world's a stage, and you are an actor. And so, this is why I say you need to be LARPing. LARPing is actually going to change your life, because it is not about the grind. It's not about just having fun and doing nothing. It is about exploring life's options and seeing what you like in life. Like I said, if you, let's say, LARP as a businessman, or if you LARP as a YouTuber, then you become really good at it. It's like, oh, I actually like this. I actually like being a YouTuber. It's fantastic. You've now learned something new about yourself. So what you need to do is go out trying new things and sort of romanticize the experience of it all. Romanticize the LARP. Commit completely to the LARP. Don't just go to the library. Dress up as a 1700s Renaissance young man. Go out. Dress up as a sensitive young man going out to study some eloquent history. Commit to the LARP. Act like you're a child having a tea party, and you don't just get the cups, you dress up completely, and you commit to it. Regain your inner childhood self, and commit to the LARP.